everybody, my name is Nicole Momot with Sensa Educational Systems, and I'm here to give you a short video tutorial on our eye exercises for our Ultimate Reading course. The purpose of the Ultimate Reading course is to help students increase their reading speed, as well as increase their reading comprehension, and develop critical reading and critical learning skills. The most important aspect of the Ultimate Reading course, besides coming to class, is doing the eye exercises. Now, we always like to tell students that Sensa reading is a sport. And as any new sport that they are trying to be good at and excel in, they have to condition and strengthen their muscles. The eyes are absolutely no different. This is why we have something called eye exercises. Reading is a physical activity. Students actually have to move their eyes a lot and in rapid pace when they are reading. So strengthening and limbering the eyes is of the utmost importance. During the first portion of the course, we are going to recondition the way students read. And that's why I'm doing this video, to make sure that parents, students, and teachers know exactly what to do in regards to eye exercises so that the students are held accountable. If students do not do their required 15 minutes of daily eye exercises throughout the first portion of the class, the goals may not be achieved as well as if they were to do them every day. Okay? So if I want to move you over here really quickly, I want to talk to you about the two phases of Sensa's Ultimate Reading course. We have mechanics and we have the thought portion. The very first half of the reading course is all about mechanics. And what that means is simply the way your eyes move when you read. Right now, the majority of students who take Sensa's course are what we call word-by-word readers. They look at one word at a time in order to piece together ideas and concepts. Okay? It's just simply the way everyone learns how to read. But Sensa knows a different style and approach. Instead of focusing on every word, one word at a time, we teach the students and train the students via eye exercises on how to use their peripheral vision to see groups of words. Because let's face it, when you focus your stare on the word the right here, your eyes can see the words around it. So that's all we're trying to do in the mechanics portion. Train students on how to see more words per stop of the eye by focusing in the middle of a set of words instead of just one word at a time. So we're trying to eliminate word-by-word reading, and that's done in conjunction with eye exercises and classroom activities. So no more word-by-word reading in class. Now I will mention this because some students have had questions this semester on word-by-word reading outside of class. Since this course spans several weeks in its duration, and when students leave classes 1 through 5, let's say, they still have to be in their other academic classes. And they're still going to be word-by-word readers for the first half of the class. That's fine. They continue to read word-by-word outside of class while they're still in their mechanics training, but whenever they're in class, I always tell them to stop word-by-word reading. Okay, so school must go on, and so must word-by-word reading and high comprehension. So they're allowed to read word-by-word outside of class, just not in class. So again, mechanics is just training a different way on how your eyes see words. Training on groups of words, and eye exercises also help the students to be able to make more stops of the eyes per second. This is essentially their speed. Okay? The untrained young eyes can only see about 3 or 4 words per second, which means that they make only 3 or 4 stops of the eyes per second, because they are a word-by-word reader, stopping one word at a time. They're only strong enough to see about 3 or 4 words. Through eye exercises, they go up to about 5 or 6 stops per second, which is a word-by-word reader would already increase their speed, because if they can make 5 or 6 stops per second, they can read 5 or 6 words per second, which is already up from 3 to 4 initially starting. But we want to couple not only more stops per second, but bring it back to groups of words, and that's how we see the strong increases of 3 to 5 times in our reading speeds for Sensa readers. Okay, so that's the mechanical foundation. The first half of the class is all about training on the way your eyes see the words, increasing the speed, and creating what we call Sensa-style reading. Groups of words, more stops of the eyes per second through strength and eye exercises. The first half of our entire program, we are not focused on comprehension or understanding. We must max out their speed potential before we even focus on thought development. And it may seem counterintuitive, but it's just the way the brain works. Students can't learn mechanics and understanding or thought at the same time. The beauty of Sensa's program is that when you increase your speed, your mind becomes alive and active. And therefore the thought develops naturally. Because if you're reading at a very slow pace, let's say for middle schoolers a slow pace, an average pace would be 180 words per minute. For a high school student or an adult, it may be 250 words per minute on average. These are relatively slow speeds in comparison to what the brain is capable of and what our eyes are physically capable of seeing. So we must max out their potential speeds. We go between 800 and 1,000 words per minute on average for middle and high school age students. We peak them out at these speeds just in the way they see the word. Once this happens, their mind is alive and active. Over here, they weren't. It's like playing a movie in slow motion. They just simply can't read fast enough to link ideas and concepts together, and no wonder they're getting bored. When they push play and they're no longer in slow motion, it's amazing what starts to happen around week 4 or 5 in the course. And that's what happens naturally if they're doing their eye exercises. And that's why I'm here to tell you about the value and the importance of them. So the first half, just trying to increase speed, then we move on into thought development during the second half of the program. This is when we couple speed with strategies on how to understand a variety of reading material at a faster pace. And for the students who've been doing everything right in the mechanics portion, this happens naturally and a lot of times before the class setting is even on that lesson. So, thought development, new mechanics, plus understanding. Then a very, very important part of the thought development happens even after the course is over. It's imperative that students continue to read Sensa style, seeing groups of words, not just word for word, about 5 or 6 weeks after the class ends. Once they do that, then their skills will stick. It's just like if you hired an athletic trainer to get in shape over 7 or 8 sessions, and you were doing everything you were supposed to be doing in those training sessions, you're expected to keep the momentum high and exercise on your own and do things outside of the training sessions that you purchased. Same thing with Sensa reading. You have to continue to work your new skills and your new systems in order to make all of your progress stick. The more they work their new system outside of the class once it's over, the less confidence they're going to have in word-by-word reading, and the more confidence they're going to have in Sensa-style reading, which will have these scores stick forever. That is our goal, okay? If they are doing the mechanical portion correct, they will achieve these goals. So let's move on over into eye exercises and why they are so important and how to do them. So a couple rules that I want you all to be aware of, and you will have a sheet in the email regarding the rules, but it's so very important that when students are doing their eye exercises at home, they do them every single night for the mechanics portion of the class for at least 15 minutes an evening, or in the daytime, doesn't matter. Every single day leading through the mechanics part of the class. And there are, again, some rules that we need to follow exactly. First rule, all the eye exercises sheets must be placed on a flat and movable surface. That's one skill that we teach the students in the course. Always have your books on a flat surface. It creates less distraction and less of an opportunity for them to have to go back and reread something mistakenly. So first and foremost, eye exercises sheet needs to be on the flat surface. Next, the stare, the focus, the stop of the eye needs to be in the center of the group of symbols. They are treating these lines as if these were lines in a book. That's all it is. But these are just the way that we're going to exercise and work out the eyes. On number 1, as you can see, they are going to be making 4 stops of the eyes per line. 4 stops of the eyes per line. And they are focusing their stare in the middle of the symbol. Again, we're training them to see groups of words.
Miss Momot, can you bring the eye exercises sheet forward?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. So, number 1 has 4 stops of the eyes per line. The students are focusing their stare in the middle of the group of symbols. And they're going as fast as they can, stopping their eyes in the middle, then shooting their stare directly down to the exclamation points, which is line 2, and they're stopping in the middle. Next line. And they are trying to go as fast as they possibly can. Now, when you get down to the set of 4 symbols, as these exclamation points are, their stare is going to be in the middle of the 2 middle exclamation points. Their stare does not always have to be on the center symbol, as in the first 3 lines. It can be in the middle. So stop, 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 stop. Okay? When they get down to the last set of numbers here on eye exercises 1, they shoot their gaze immediately down to number 2 and they repeat this cycle. Stop, 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 as fast as they can, focusing in the middle of the set of symbols. Again, training to see groups of words. Doesn't matter what the symbols are. They are just exercising their eyes. When they get down to the X's and O's for number 2, they immediately shoot their eyes back up to number 1. And they do this over and over and over again for 15 minutes straight. Okay? Same thing with number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, all the different eye exercises. They do it over and over again. And they push for speed. They go as fast as they possibly can without seeing a blur. If they're seeing a blur, they're going too quickly, because we teach the students that your eyes have to just see the words in order to be able to recognize and comprehend the words. So if they're going too quickly and pushing themselves beyond what they can see clearly, they're doing them wrong. So go only as fast as they can see all the words clearly. Regular eye pattern, as many stops per line as necessary. Okay? For a consistent 10 to 15 minutes times. This will also not only teach them how to strengthen their eyes, but it also trains them on how to focus for 10 or 15 minutes at a time, which is something all students struggle with these days. So it's teaching them concentration and focus skills as well. So move as fast as they can, focusing in the middle of the group of symbols, regular eye pattern. Just like any other sport where they're conditioning or working out their muscles, they can listen to light music in the background. It doesn't matter. This is not a comprehension situation. This is a pure eye movement, mechanical muscle situation. Okay? So they're not supposed to understand. They're not supposed to count or read the words whatsoever. They're just going and they're making eye movements. The more they control their eyes, the better they're going to do. And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot at first. Just like any new sport is going to be a little uncomfortable. They have to push through the pain or the discomfort and get to the results, which is an increase in their comprehension and reading speed. Okay? Please encourage them not to give up. Please encourage them that it's going to be weird, it's going to be different, but they have to do it every single day. So what's going to happen once the eye exercises are over and it's not required anymore, we're going to be moving into the comprehension portion. If they've done what they're supposed to do, like I said, it's going to come naturally to them. If they're still thinking about groups of words or stops of the eyes, they're going to get in trouble when it comes to thought and comprehension. Because if they're thinking about stops and where their eyes go, they're not thinking about their reading material. So again, for the students who do this day in and day out, at least 5 times a week for 15 minutes, all the development in the course will come naturally and they will be excited about it. If they don't do it honestly, they're going to see a little bit of improvement for sure, but they're not going to see the high level speed and comprehension that they could achieve if they were to do the eye exercises. So if you have any questions about eye exercises, please don't hesitate to give me a call or shoot me an email. Thank you for listening to this very brief and informal video, but I just want to make sure all of you are fully aware on how to help your students succeed in the Ultimate Reading course.